Hello, 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 people. It's your girl, Shelly Shelton. Y'all know me. I am that children's author. I am super, super excited to be with you guys again. It is Sunday, April the 11th, 2021. Praise God, it is Sunday. So, look, I want to do something tonight that you all know what I've been doing here in the past few weeks. I am, first of all, taking the time to honor amazing fathers. So those dads that absolutely love reading, have done some very instrumental things in the community, in their workplace, and just doing an overall great job at being a dad. And so I want to honor them. They've been honoring me with jumping on and just being that vessel that wants to jump on and read and just tell you guys about this book that I have. So with no further ado, I want to introduce our guest speaker for tonight. Of course, as normal, the speaker reads an excerpt from the book Chandler Goes Camping. And just for those that do not remember what the book is, before I introduce our guest speaker tonight, Chandler Goes Camping is a book, a children's book about an 11-year-old African-American boy. And he does some incredible things, y'all, incredible. One of the things that he is focused on is kid entrepreneurship. And in this book, he goes camping with his friends. And that introduces you to a number of things. And so I'm not going to tell the story. Look, I'm not going to tell the story. That's the whole purpose why we have guest speakers that are reading excerpts from the book. So without further ado, let me introduce our guest speaker for tonight, our guest reader, rather, tonight. It is Mr. Duane Ward, and he is an amazing teacher that has been in education for a long time now. So you know what? I'm not going to talk about the years of service. I'm not going to talk about where he is. I want to give him an opportunity to do that. So look, I'm going to bring him up right now. Let me take him off of mute and bring him in and allow him to introduce himself to you guys. All right, Mr. Ward, are you there?
I am here. How are you?
I am fantastic. You know, I was getting ready to introduce you. I shared with you earlier, I was going to introduce you. And then I said, you know what? Let me allow him to introduce himself. So, Mr. Ward, if you would tell everyone about yourself.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm a career switcher, a graduate of Virginia State University. I've been teaching for a number of years, let's just say more than 10. And I've had the opportunity to make a difference in some very unique young people's lives, and I find it very rewarding. Um, I'm also an author myself and community activist, and just try to stay busy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So tonight, guys, he is going to, of course, I was sharing with you, he's going to read from the book Chandler Goes Camping. Tonight, I'm going to have him do something different in comparison to what the other readers have done, which normally they read the first couple of chapters. I'm actually going to have him read from page 21 till the end of the book. And so we won't give away what's in the middle. We've talked about what's in the beginning. And so I'm going to go ahead and hand things over to Mr. Ward, and then we'll have some discussion after the read. Mr. Ward, is all over to you.
All right, so I'm reading this amazing book, Chandler Goes Camping. You become who you hang around. The guys and I brushed our teeth and talked about our first night and what we wanted to do the second night. Of course, we had to do our handshakes. We all looked in our backpacks to see what supplies we had for day two. Kermit had a lot of food with tops that could easily be removed. Brent had vitamins, clothes, food, sketch pads with all of his Spider-Man and Marvel drawings in them. Marlon had cologne, food, and books. Marlon is the pretty boy of the group. Ha, ha. We all laughed that Marlon had cologne. What was he going to do? Wear cologne to keep the bugs away? Sam had a football, food, and clothes. He said he wanted to have his own football team one day. David had clothes except for underwear. Somehow he forgot his underwear. We all laughed. His mom went back home to get him underwear. Of course, we decided we were going to play football. Sam created plays, and for hours we played football. Kermit played defensive end. I was the quarterback. And Sam played safety. Vernon and Marlon always liked to play wide receiver positions, but they would switch up and play different positions. After a while, we got tired, and it got dark and cold. Dad came outside and lit the fire pit we have in our backyard and gave us instructions to stay warm and not to try and build a fire ourselves. He said he and the other dads would teach us that when we go camping with him. Kermit, Vernon, Sam, Marlon, David, and I all had stick marshmallows on them. We sat around the fire pit like old men, talking about school, girls, and our dreams. Mom always says, you become who you hang around. It was pretty cool listening to everyone's dreams and goals. Kermit dreamed of being a football player. He wanted to play for the NFL. Sam dreamed of owning his own football team. David dreamed of being an incredible tennis star like his uncle, Arthur. Marlon dreamed of owning his own company, creating apps for us kids. Vernon dreamed of having superpowers. He was really great at drawing. Sometimes I would get him to draw Shara and Herman for Michaela and me. Michaela loved it. And me, I dreamed of being a doctor like my dad. I envisioned myself with the white coat on, nerdy glasses, and a stethoscope around my neck. I dreamed of being married to a pretty lady who was very smart, like my mom. I have wanted to be a doctor ever since I was 3 years old. Walking around the hospital with my dad. Mom still has pictures of me at 3 years old wearing a white coat and a toy stethoscope. I guess now is a great time, as I tell you guys, while we were eating marshmallows, to tell you about the stuff I used to do as a kid. I said, my mom used to travel a lot. Dad would have to take me to the sitter when he would go out to work at the hospital. So he'd take me to Mrs. Latanya's house when Mom was out of town. One day she wasn't available, and my dad had no other option but to take me to work and pray that someone would take care of the 3-year-old while he worked. Well, next year, I would, but I was bored there with them. So I ran out and ended up in a room with a kid that wasn't feeling well. The nurse came looking for me, found me, but everyone in the room had already fallen in love with me by the time the nurse came to get me. At 3 years old, I was already talking like an adult. Everyone thought something was either special or crazy about me. It was weird. It was like I could feel the pain that everyone was dealing with. I didn't want to hurt, so I would go into everyone's room and hold their hands. I was at the nursery like I was breaking out of jail. I kept finding myself in patients' rooms that were kids like me. Then later that day, I ended up in 2 rooms of older people that were very sick. They would talk and I would just listen. I would stay for about 20 minutes in everybody's room. I would hold everyone's hands and say, I will pray for you. Everyone started taking pictures of me in their rooms and called me Chandler, the angel, or Chandler, the future doctor. What's your story, Kermit? Kermit says, I used to carry around a blanket until last year. Don't you guys tell anyone. We all laughed. It was not funny, he said. I calmed everyone down. I can't explain it, Kermit, to you. I don't know why I carried around a blanket like Linus. Everyone would ask me why I had it. Dudes, I don't know why I had it. I guess it was like a security blanket. I used to create a pillow with it when I would go over when I would go over somebody's house. But my dream is to be an NFL player. I think about football all the time. I want my dad to be proud of me. He's always working at our family seafood restaurant. The only time we get to spend together is when my brothers and I help at the restaurant after school. We aren't supposed to be working. Mom said we're too young, but we just love helping Dad. This is the best time ever. But Dad never comes to my football games. My mom comes to all my football games. I hope she's proud of me. Wow, that's the most we've ever heard you talk, Kermit. Kermit doesn't talk much. We always just have to try and figure out what he's thinking most of the time, except when he's sick. David says, man, I wonder what girls talk about. You think they talk about their dreams, us, cars, or sports? We all said us. Right at that time, Kermit said, Chan, call Michaela and ask her what do girls talk about when they all get together. I got on my walkie-talkie, breaker 19. Michaela, you there? Yep, I'm here. It's late. What's up? I thought you guys were camping out, Michaela said. Yes, we are camping. Now in my parents' backyard. It's day 2. We wanted to ask, when you girls get together, what do you talk about? Your dreams, guys, cars, or sports? Michaela said, we don't talk about cars or sports. We talk about what we want to do when we grow up, homework, guys, and school. Now get to your tent and go to sleep. I'm going to bed. 10-4, roger that, I said. She's so busy, but I love it. It's getting late, so I get on my walkie-talkie and tell Dad that we're going to get in our tents. He said he would keep an eye on the fire in the fire pit. Before we head off to sleep, Sam says to us, what if we all were able to make our dreams come true, but make them come true sooner now as kids? Like, what if we owned businesses and started our own football league, became a doctor and a tennis star now? How would we do it? What would we dream of putting all the pieces together look like? I lean into Sam and tell him that I already started my own business with the traveling prayer shawls, or as Kermit would say, Maddie blanket. I help people all over the world. Mom and Dad have a website for me where people order my prayer shawls. Look, Sam, I just want to help people. When I saw my Aunt Keisha get very sick, I couldn't handle seeing her sick and cry. My mom has been very sick in the past too. Once social media got a hold of it, it exploded and everyone started ordering them. But my goal is to be a doctor like my dad. But I love the cards and letters I get from people telling me how shawls have helped them. We can talk about it. Sam looks at me like a deer in the headlights. You know I got that phrase from Mom, right? Sam asked me more about it. Reader, if you're just reading about this for the first time, you got to get Mom's first book, The Adventures of Chandler and the Traveling Prayer Shawl. Sam said, wow, okay, I want to start my own football team for us 11-year-olds. Just some type of football league our age. What do you think? Chandler, does that sound crazy? I know I'm only 11, but heck, man, look at you. You've got a business all over the world helping people. No, it's not crazy. So let's talk more about this. As soon as I said that, the other guys came over asking about the shirts in my backpack that my mom and I have been working on as customers and caretakers. Kermit said, Chan, well, this is really nice. It says, walking into 2020 like a boss. Here's another one that says, I had given up, but God. We love these.
Yeah, let me come off of mute. All right. So that was the end. I guess one of the things I didn't say at the very end of the book was the end, but normally whoever is reading it knows to say. Normally they know to say the end. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Now, so tell me, based upon what you read from page 21, you become who you hang around. Tell me what your thoughts were about that.
My thoughts are you definitely become who you hang around. Your hopes, your dreams, your habits, all of those are related to the people that you hang around. Some people are just content with the same old thing and doing the same old thing, and they limit their dreams. And I love to say that, well, I tell my students that can't does not exist. And they say, wait a minute, can't is a word. It does exist. But I said, think about it as you have not done it yet. So I'm a man of a certain age and I haven't dunked yet. Not that but I just haven't done it
yet. Awesome. I love that. I love that you mentioned that can't is not a word. I agree with you on that. Yeah, it's in the dictionary, it's whatever, but ultimately, you don't want anyone to set those limitations on themselves. Um, so let's talk about at the end, it is revealed that Chandler is a kid entrepreneur. Um, what are your thoughts about kids that have these aspirations to start a business so early and to go after their dreams so early on in life? What are your thoughts around that?
I think it's great. I think it's amazing. Today a lemonade stand can turn into a very profitable business. And you can not only just sell it in your neighborhood, you can box it up and sell it all around the world. So it's great. It's very aspirational, and it just gives so much hope.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you so much for reading and sharing your thoughts. I wanted to also take an opportunity to share with everyone that you too are an author. If you want to share where the name of your book, where it's published, feel free to share that. I definitely want to give you an opportunity to do so. So if you would like to share that, feel free.
Yeah, I don't have one with me right this moment,
That's okay.
but the book is called Pieces of Me, and it's a book of my poetry. It's also available on Amazon.com under my name, Duane Ward.
Okay. Pieces of me. Any particular pieces of poetry within it that you um, love so much, or any pieces that you can share with us? Anything like that, or what are your thoughts?
Well, I can tell you a couple of titles. I don't.
Okay, that's
They're not,
great.
they're not all committed to memory, but
Hmm.
a mile and a mile. So it's basically a poem about a mile in your shoes.
Hmm.
Um,
I love that.
yeah.
I
So
love
that
that.
one comes to mind, and then yeah, I'm having a blank here.
That's okay. That's okay. Um, so I want to give everyone, I want to type that in the chat here now. You said it's called Pieces of Me?
Yes, it is.
Pieces of Me by Duane Ward, and
Oh,
it's on Amazon.
oh,
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. Here's a book right here. Had,
Okay.
had to look at my bookshelf. Here's a copy.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. So I want to give you an opportunity. If there's a poem in there that you would like to share, feel free.
Okay.
How long ago was it that you published it?
2013.
Okay. Okay, cool. And so it is out on Amazon, everyone. So when you get an opportunity, definitely go to Amazon.com, type in Pieces of Me, and you will see Mr. Duane Ward's book, the black cover on the front. And you'll be able to take a look and move forward with purchasing his book as well. Any particular poems that pop out at you right now that you want to quickly share with us?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. Hands. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
It's called Hands. One simple gesture can cure mankind. It's not complicated, and it's not hard to find. A simple, selfish act everyone understands. The world is at peace when we hold hands. In cities full of crime, the crime rate falls. There's even a reduction in 911 calls. It was simply just amazing to watch 1 million brothers holding hands at the Millionaire March. We often forget things that mean so much, like the therapeutic healing of the human touch. We look for love and someone who understands. There will be peace on earth when we all hold hands.
Wow, that was awesome. I love that. And we all hold hands. Amen. I love it. Excellent. All right, so Mr. Ward, I really appreciate you taking the time tonight to not only bless us with reading an excerpt from Chandler Goes Camping, but also you took the time to read a poem from your book as well, which again is called Pieces of Me, which everyone can also jump on Amazon to purchase. And thank you so much for sharing with us what you gathered from the book as well, from Chandler Goes Camping. And so I pray that everyone is able to take a look at both of the books, try both of them out, and share with us all, your thoughts about both books. So again, thank you, Mr. Ward. I appreciate your time. Have a
Thank you.
wonderful, wonderful night.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Bye.